The South Union Township Supervisors present the South Union Township Sports Network today from Mustang Field at Laurel Highlands High School. It's high school boys soccer time as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs host the Ringgold Rams. Hi, everybody. Brian Morozak with Carl Child. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. We'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment. I'm going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Jason Taylor.
Good evening. Welcome to Mustang Field here on the campus, Laurel Highlands Senior High School. For this evening's boys soccer match between the visiting Ringgold Rams and your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. And now the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Ringgold Rams. The Rams are led by head coach Rob Fabian, assistant coach.
Do you want any of this on the broadcast?
Todd Connolly, James Kevich, and Bob Evans.
Yeah, you can zoom for the lineups and everything. That's what they usually do. They'll probably do the other team first. Ringgold on the right.
A senior forward, number 3, Jack Rodak. A senior defender, number 4, Zach Whaley. A senior. A sophomore midfielder, number 6, Isaiah Wilson. A sophomore defender, number 7, Josh Mollisey. A senior midfielder, number 14, Cody Japonik. In goal for the Rams, a sophomore, number 18, Donovan Fortuna. A senior defender, number 22, Lucas Vukovic. A senior midfielder, number 24, Aiden Whaley. A senior defender, number 30, Sam Alvarez. A junior midfielder, number 31, Connor Bozanoff. And a sophomore forward, number 77, Bill Cameron. And now, starting lineup for your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. The Mustangs are led by head coach Jerry Rogers, assistant coaches Josh Nairn, Brendan Chandler, and Jerry Rogers Jr. A senior midfielder, number 1, Connor D'Amico. A senior forward, number 4, Ryan Rockwell. In goal for the Mustangs, a sophomore, number 5, Dan O'Neill. A junior forward, number 8, Cole Radcliffe. A senior midfielder, number 15, Tanner Bruzda. A freshman midfielder, number 16, Jackson Nairn. A senior defender, number 17, Maddox McAllister. A junior defender, number 22, Casey Mahoney. A junior defender, number 23, Brody Baker. A sophomore defender, number 28, Ethan Perkins. And a midfielder, sophomore, number 38, Matt Valenci. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask if everybody please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're just about set to go with high school soccer tonight here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Brian Morozak along with Carl Childs tonight. Laurel Highlands 4-5-1 overall, 3-5 in Section 2 3A play. Jerry Rogers in his 10th year as the head coach of the Mustangs. The Ringgold Rams 6-4-1 overall, 5-2-1 in conference play. Rob Fabine in his first year as the head coach of the Rams. And for Laurel Highlands, really a must-win game to keep realistic playoff hopes alive. The Mustangs finished a suspended game on Tuesday and upset Thomas Jefferson, the number 1 team in 4A. Check that in 3A by a score of 3-2 in 2 overtimes before dropping the second game to the Jags by a score of 5-0. Ringgold coming off a double overtime loss to Trinity yesterday after defeating Albert Gallatin 4-0 on Tuesday. So it's the third straight day the Rams have played, so we'll see if stamina plays a factor in this game tonight. Ringgold defeated Laurel Highlands 1-0 at Joe Montana Stadium back on August 29th. Last year, the Mustangs were swept by the Rams, Ringgold winning both meetings by scores of 7-2 and 3-1. The Rams also last year qualified for the WPIAL playoffs and lost in the first round to the Moon Tigers So Ringgold trying to get back to the postseason this year. Laurel Highlands will start with the ball moving left to right as we describe it, as Cole Radcliffe sends it back to the Mustangs. Are underway on a Thursday night for high school soccer here in the South Union Township Sports Network. The Mustangs in the home reds, white numbers, blue shorts. Again, working left to right is Ryan Rockwell going down early here for the Mustangs. Ringgold in the away whites with the blue numbers. Again, the Rams working right to left. And we'll get a quick injury stoppage here with Rockwell down. It's not what you want to see if you're Laurel Highlands, with Rockwell getting dinged up here just 27 seconds in. Rockwell, one of the top Mustang scorers, and they'll make a quick substitution. Also stop the clock here while Rockwell comes out of the match. And it looks like Elliott Bohr will check in here for Laurel Highlands. The good news for Rockwell, he's jogging off the field under his own power, so hopefully he's able to re-enter soon on the Laurel Highlands side. And usually the only clock stoppages you get here for high school soccer are after goals, or if you have an injury situation like that, or someone picks up a card. For the most part, pretty much a continuous clock, and you don't have stoppage time like you might see in the international game. Once it hits double zeros and a half or in an overtime session, that's pretty much it for the rest of the night. The Mustangs, Jackson Nairn with it there, back on the Mustang defensive line. Casey Mahoney getting a touch. Casey did not play the last time we saw the Mustangs here against Connellsville on Monday night, and a good little ball laid down there on the far side as the Mustangs try to break, as they're trying to set up a little crosser there to Cole Radcliffe. Played back over to Elliott Bohr, had it taken away, and here's Ringgold coming back the other way. William Cameron sending it down the near side. Pushing it off to Cody Shaponik. Cody Shaponik was not listed on our starting lineup. His brother Cole actually was, but it's Cody getting a touch here. Off to his right to Josh Malise. And there's Connor Fosnot sending it on goal, and Daniel O'Neill making the save there for Laurel Highlands. 38-15 left here in the first half. Laurel Highlands and Ringgold scoreless. Both the Laurel Highlands boys and girls will be in action here coming up on Monday against Uniontown. We'll have both of those matches for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Girls getting underway at 6. Boys will play at 7:30. Always fun when Uniontown and Laurel Highlands get together, no matter what sport it is. Foul call there on Ringgold, so Laurel Highlands will get a free kick. Just on the edge of their own zone. They send some players down on the top of the 18-yard box. Kolensik taking it, headed back out there by Aiden Whaley for Ringgold, but the Mustangs able to pick up control. There's Cole Radcliffe. Was trying to get it off to his right there to Tanner Brewsda. Never got in Brewsda's direction, and the Mustangs get a little sloppy there on the back line, allowing William Cameron to pick it up there for the Ringgold Rams. Going to pull it up there to Shaponik, and the Mustangs pick it back up here on the near side as they look for Jackson Nairn on the near boundary. Ringgold touched it out, and Brody Baker take the throw in here for Laurel Highlands. Baker up to Brewsda, headed along there for Laurel Highlands, and then sent out by the Rams. And Brewsda will reload again. Into Cole Radcliffe. Good defense there from Samuel Alvarez on the Ringgold side, and ruled off of Laurel Highlands that time going out. So Ringgold will take the throw in. Alvarez sends it back in. Mustangs a little pressure on the ball, and Brewsda finds it again. Tanner will be back in action tomorrow as both the kicker and the punter on the Laurel Highlands football team. Mustangs traveling to Chartiers Valley. Now for you both on the South Union Township Sports Network and WMBS. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starting at 6. Courtesy of the Sprouse Insurance Group. There's Josh Malise for Ringgold. Chip back to center. Elliott Bohr finding it there for the Mustangs. A little through ball, and Radcliffe was offside, so just let it go and roll back to Donovan Fortuna, the Ringgold keeper. Fortuna playing it back to center. Might have been a handball there, and it was on Elliott Bohr. And the Rams will get a free kick coming back. Mustangs looking for their first playoff appearance since 2021 when they lost to Moon in the first round by a score of 5-2. The Mustangs missing out on the postseason in both 2022 and 2023. Went 6-11 last year, 8-10 2 years ago. Prior to that, the Mustangs had made the playoffs in 6 consecutive seasons. And the first time these two teams met up at Joe Montana Stadium in late August, the Rams victorious over the Mustangs by a score of 1-0. And Laurel Highlands trying to turn that result around here at home against Ringgold tonight. Here's Brody Baker for Laurel Highlands. Wide to Jackson Nair, trying to push it up the field to Tanner Bruzda. Bruzda battling Samuel Alvarez on the Ringgold side, and the Mustangs win the battle for now as Jackson Nair touches it ahead over to Cole Radcliffe. Good run here from Radcliffe, pulling up, looking for the crosser. Radcliffe staying with it, little chip towards goal, and the save made there by Fortuna. Had a little juggle before he was able to cover it up. Got a little dicey though inside the box, and a good run from Radcliffe. This match remains scoreless here at the 34-30 mark of the first half. Here's Bruzda again. Radcliffe was offsides and has to let it go. And Zach Whaley will dribble it back here for Ringgold. So Whaley out of his own zone. Try to blast it down the far side. Mustangs knock it down. Good defense there from Matt Kolensik. Laurel Highlands trying to stay on it there with Maddox McAllister. Pulled back to Jackson Nairn. Nairn scored a goal on Monday against Connellsville. Up to Kolensik again, and then broken up by the Rams defensively as they play it back to Donovan Fortuna, the sophomore keeper. Rolls back to Casey Mahoney. Looking there for Bruzda. And the Rams find it again from Samuel Alvarez. Alvarez dribbling off to his right. As both of these teams feeling each other out here in the opening 6.5 minutes from Laurel Highlands High School. The Mustangs and the Ringgold Rams tonight here in the South Union Township Sports Network. Nice to have Carl Childs alongside tonight. First time we've worked with Carl during a high school soccer game. He was our cameraman for the Mustang football game this past Friday and did a nice job up at Mount Pleasant. And Carl's going to be with us again tomorrow night for the Mustangs and the Chartiers Valley Colts. That one off of Ringgold going out. Goal kick here for the Mustangs. Daniel O'Neill putting it down. And boys, the sophomore keeper O'Neill been solid this year for the Mustangs. They pushed it out to Brody Baker through Elliott Bohr and picked back up by Connor Foz, not on the Ringgold side, but just for a moment. Bohr finds it again. Touch from Kolensik down the far side. D'Amico trying to knock it down as Laurel Highlands rushes up the far boundary. Match still scoreless. 32-36 left here in the first half. Centered in the direction of Bruzda. Broken up by Ringgold's Samuel Alvarez. The Rams play it back to center. Up to Jackson Wickerman. And McAllister slowing it down. Right here in the background, the Mustang band practicing for tomorrow's football game as well as a line drive shot there put on O'Neill, and Daniel making another save for Laurel Highlands and tossing it out here on the near side to Tanner Bruzda. Bruzda trying to work his way around Isaiah Wilson, but Wilson winning the ball there for Ringgold. Wilson looking for a crosser. Brody Baker knocking it down. Wilson still down on the play. Sloan getting up there for the Rams, and we'll get an injury stoppage. So we saw Ryan Rockwell go down earlier for Laurel Highlands. He is yet to return. Now Isaiah Wilson down on the Ringgold side with 31:52 left here in the first half. Ringgold and Laurel Highlands scoreless so far here on the South Union Township Sports Network. And Wilson now hopping to his feet. Mustang training staff coming out. And Wilson getting a little help. Hobbling off to the far side. Hopefully he's able to return to the match for the Rams tonight. Our match covers this evening brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess, CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the Laurel Highlands Boys Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. So Wilson still making his way off here for the Ringgold Rams. Isaiah Wilson, sophomore midfielder, wearing number 6 tonight for Rob Fabine's squad. Fabine taking over for Matt Snyder, who was the former Rams coach. I'll put it down here. It'll be Samuel Alvarez controlling. A little slide tackle attempt there from Brody Baker. Ball going out of play will be a corner kick, though, for Ringgold. Rams put it down here on the near side. .31-27 left on a running clock here in the first half. Corner sent in high on the back post and headed out of play. That was Lucas Vukovic getting his head first to the ball. And the Mustangs will put it down here for a goal kick. O'Neal going low. Laurel Highlands trying to control out of their own zone. Possession time has been pretty equal so far. Had just a handful of scoring chances on each side. As Alvarez pushes it up there for Ringgold, and a little contact there at the top of the box. Look out, no whistle called. On the break there was Vukovic again for Ringgold. Mustangs work it out. Quick throw-in taken by Cody Shaponik. Played back over to Isaiah Wilson, who's back into the match. That didn't take long on the Ringgold side. The ball pushed out of play. We're going to get another Ringgold corner kick. We played almost 10 minutes of soccer, 2 40-minute halves tonight. The match would remain tied. You'd have a couple of overtime sessions of 10 minutes each. Things were still tied. You don't have penalty kicks or any of that. We just go into the books as a tie. And that corner kick going right on O'Neal. And now let's see if Laurel Highlands can set up a counterattack. Daniel will blast in the direction of Cole Radcliffe with Alvarez defending and gets his head to the ball there on the Ringgold side. Mustangs try to head it back there with Jackson Nairn, who will now lob it in the air in Radcliffe's direction. We'll get a foul called here on Ringgold's Aiden Whaley. Now set up a free kick for Laurel Highlands. With 29-32 left here in the first half, match remaining scoreless between the Mustangs and the Rams. It's been a pretty even series over the years between these two schools. Ringgold over the last couple of years has had the Mustangs number, but Laurel Highlands swept the Rams back in 2021 as Nairn sends it into the box, and Radcliffe is there. Ball comes loose, but then covered by Donovan Fortuna, the Ringgold keeper again, and Radcliffe's done a nice job there to get a couple of opportunities in front of Fortuna here in the opening 11 minutes plus. Now the Rams trying to put a little pressure on O'Neal. Shaponik got a piece of it, but the Mustangs sky it back. Headed there by Ringgold's Zach Whaley. Playing catch with Oliver Pusel. Sent on the near side of William Cameron. Had it knocked away. Baker finds a touch from Bohr. Sent crossfield far side by Nairn in the direction of Connor D'Amico, but broken up again by Ringgold. And a little heel attempt there from Josh Molise. But the Mustangs find the loose ball and will try to spring D'Amico again on the far side. Well defended by Jack Brodak, who will take the quick throw in here for Ringgold. Played almost 12 minutes. Haven't had a goal scored on either side. Isaiah Wilson resetting to Alvarez. Near side now to Shaponik again. Going to poke it up on the Mustang defensive line. Lob there from Mahoney. In the direction of Radcliffe. And then a little pressure back on the ball again from Samuel Alvarez. And look out here, Rams an opportunity in the box. Play was on sides, but Josh Molise was not able to track the loose ball down. And Laurel Highlands quickly trying to go the other way with Kolensik. Kolensik now back into the Ringgold zone, pulling up. Elliott Bohr a touch, trying to sidestep Connor Fosnot. And spun back around there by Isaiah Wilson on the far boundary. A little contact there between Connor D'Amico and Josh Molise. Quick whistle and get some substitutions. Still haven't seen Ryan Rockwell back in on the Laurel Highlands side. And it's funny, when Rockwell went out and you saw the injury as well to Isaiah Wilson. It seemed like Wilson was struggling more getting to the sidelines than Rockwell was, but Rockwell back in the match. And we have yet to see, Wilson back into the match. We have yet to see Rockwell re-enter on the Laurel Highlands side, but the Mustangs trying to create a little buzz here in the Ringgold zone. The ball deflected over in Radcliffe's direction and sent out there by the Rams. Be another Laurel Highlands throw-in. Have both Brewster and Baker there. Brewster will take the throw-in. Back over to Cole Radcliffe. Radcliffe touched there to Matt Kolensik. Two Rams around him. Isaiah Wilson tried to clear. So he sent it off of one of his own men. Laurel Highlands picking it back up again. Brody Baker bodied down there by Ringgold's Connor Fosnot. And Fosnot sitting it on the far side of Josh Melise. Melise looking there for Lucas Vukovic. And a quick whistle and another Ram down. That's Josh Melise going down on the Ringgold side. Seen a couple of players dinged up here early on. We have 25-45 left here in the first half. You're going to have Melise checking out of the match. Or is he going to try to stay in? It looks like he is going to try to stay in here for Ringgold. It wasn't an official injury stoppage. The clock did not stop. The Rams will get the free kick. He'll set things up in the Laurel Highlands zone. Little blast that'll roll back to O'Neill. Good defensive coverage there from Casey Mahoney, making sure that Cody Shaponik didn't try to get a touch there inside the 18-yard box. Mustangs blasted out again on the far side, but the Rams able to control. Angled off on the near wing to Cody Shaponik again. Was trying to sneak that one behind Brody Baker. Baker knocked it down. Rams stay with it. William Cameron was trying to sneak in there behind Baker. The ball never got in his direction. Laurel Highlands sends it out now. And Samuel Alvarez will trigger it back in. With 24-32 left here in the first half. Still looking for our first goal of the night. Ringgold and Laurel Highlands remain scoreless. Alvarez sends it in. Down on the near side to Lucas Vukovic. Vukovic sending it there at the top of the box to Josh Melise. And played back as the Rams look for a little possession time there from Connor Fosnot. Up again to Melise. Into the box. Closest Ram there trying to track it down was Lucas Vukovic. But Daniel O'Neill with the cover again, rolling it back out on the Mustang side. With 23:52 left here in the first half. The Mustangs and the Rams still scoreless. Good little break up there again from Brody Baker. Rams pick it up again. Cole Shaponik rolling it back through, and that one intercepted by Cole Radcliffe. Radcliffe with a contact there with Samuel Alvarez. Ball ruled off of Ringgold going out, and Ryan Rockwell back into the game on the Laurel Highlands side, replacing Tanner Brewster. Also for Ringgold checking out is William Cameron. And into the match, number 20, Nick Evans. Evans seeing his first action of the night as Rockwell triggers it in. Over to Jackson Nairn, who skies it back on the other side. Headed there by Ringgold's Zach Whaley. Up the field, and a touch there from Evans. Played back to Fosnot, who sends it into the box, and O'Neill off of one hop, able to cover again for Laurel Highlands. O'Neill blasting it out, getting hit from behind there was Matt Kolensik, and a foul called there on the Ringgold Rams. Reminder, if you're watching this match replay on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, I'd like to let you know that all of our games are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to the South Union Township Sports Network Facebook page, facebook.com/South Union TV. All of the games also posted on YouTube as well. Just search South Union TV on YouTube as Daniel O'Neill takes that kick in the direction of Radcliffe. Rockwell's there, tried a little turn and shoot. But on the cover again, Donovan Fortuna for Ringgold. Sending it out on the near side of Cody Shaponik. Rams try to head it forward. Mustangs get a few reinforcements back there. As Cody Shaponik sidesteps off to his right. Plays it forward. They're trying to sneak Nick Evans behind the defense. And the Mustang back line doing a good job. And there you have Brody Baker going shoulder to shoulder with Lucas Vukovic. Vukovic looking there for the crosser, and it was actually broken up there by Maddox McAllister. Off of Laurel Highlands, and out Ringgold throw in here deep in the Mustang zone. It's sent in the direction of Connor Fosnot. Fosnot skies it into the box. O'Neal is there to make the cover again for the Mustangs. O'Neal sends it out on the near side to Cole Radcliffe. Trying to angle it back to Ryan Rockwell. Now give and go back in Cole's direction, edge of the Ringgold zone. Slide tackle from Alvarez brought Radcliffe down. Let's see if we get a little retaliation from Radcliffe. Probably didn't like that takedown too much. No whistle was blown on the play. So we play on. Mustangs with possession for now. Played back to Jackson Nairn. Settled back to Ryan Rockwell. Radcliffe trying to spring. Will set it into the corner. A little miscommunication there between Rockwell and Radcliffe. No one home in the near corner there for the Mustangs. Ball goes out of play, and the Rams will have possession coming back. A few more changes. Connor D'Amico back in on the Laurel Highlands side, replacing Brody Baker. Rams shuffle the deck as well, checking out Connor Fosnot. We'll check on the new entry there for Ringgold. Rams blasted in, and the new entry is number 10, Michael Stasko, Stasko getting a touch. Playing it off to Cody Shaponik. Down the near wing. Nick Evans on the ball. Evans also a new entry. Good defense again from Connor D'Amico to break it up for Laurel Highlands and then sent out of play by Casey Mahoney.
Rams, number 10, Michael Stasko.
And the Rams here will have a corner kick, I believe, from the corner on the near side. Looking for a ball right now as we go under the 20-minute mark of this first half. Ringgold and Laurel Highlands still scoreless here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Now it's a quick throw-in that was taken there by Cody Shaponik. Quickly sent back out again for Laurel Highlands. And Shaponik to reload again. Over on the near wing, little chip come in front of the box. Mustangs headed out for now. Ringgold staying with it. Low shot attempt there from Isaiah Wilson going wide on the near side. But it was deflected by a Mustang, and we'll get another Ringgold corner kick. So Ringgold getting some pretty good scoring opportunities now as we go under 19 minutes left here in the first half. Pretty sunset in the distance. It was actually a pretty nice afternoon. And deflected out over on the back line. This time a goal kick for the Mustangs. Worked most of the day, managed to get a quick 9 holes of golf in with our colleague Steve Supert before coming over here for the Mustangs and the Rams tonight. This one played back to center. Headed back by Zach Whaley, but knocked down by the Mustangs' Ryan Rockwell. Ryan unable to get around Isaiah Wilson. And Zach Whaley picks it back up again for Ringgold. Rams trying to set something up. Michael Stasko. Going to go cross field near side to Cody Shaponik. Shaponik going shoulder to shoulder there with Connor D'Amico. And D'Amico, a little poke here on the near side, winning the ball back to Ryan Rockwell, who's on his horse down the near wing. Broken up by Samuel Alvarez for Ringgold. Settled off to Cody Shaponik, and the play whistled down. And behind the play, I think Rockwell's going to get sent off. Was that a yellow or red, guys? Yellow issued there to Ryan Rockwell. It's 17:38 left here in the first half. And Rockwell will have to sit for 5 minutes. It was more something Rockwell might have said in that situation. Wasn't really around the ball when the card was shown. And the Rams will get it going again. A little touch off there from Evans over to Shaponik. A quick whistle as the ball gets on O'Neal. We got a couple of Ringgold changes. The clock rolling again and 17:24 left before halftime. O'Neal will put it down for another Mustang goal kick. Daniel goes low over to Jackson Nair. Got to push it up there to Elliott Bohr. And Bohr able to get back into the play, battling Cole Shaponix. Now we've seen both Shaponix on the field on the Ringgold side. Cole wearing 12 and Cody wearing 14. This time a foul whistled on Ringgold. And Laurel Highlands will have the free kick. In our match coverage, brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and the Laurel Highlands Boys Soccer Boosters. Jackson Nairn looking for it there for the Mustangs, but Ringgold breaking back on the other side. You had Nick Evans looking for the loose ball, and Evans finds it. Little poke off to his left there to Cody Shaponik. Low shot, just going wide on the far side. And O'Neal stretched out there trying to make that save. Did a good job to cut down the angle on the shot attempt there for Shaponik. And still looking for our first goal of the night. Elliott Bohr now checking out on the Laurel Highlands side. And Tanner Brusda back in for the Mustangs. Well, contact there on the Ringgold side from behind, and a foul called on Michael Stasko, making contact with the Mustang defender and had possession of the ball. Hey, that was Matt Kolensik that got run over. Rams attempt a couple of headers. Kolensik back into the play there on the Laurel Highlands side. Rams gain control and reset on their defensive line with Zach Whaley. Whaley now stepping up. Little poke forward to Isaiah Wilson. Wilson trying to go on the far side there to Michael Stasko, and Stasko knocked down. You know, it was Roman George just entered the game and sent Stasko down. We're down under 15 minutes left here in the first half. Defense winning out so far tonight. We mentioned the first time these two schools played. It was one goal that decided it. A 1-0 win for Ringgold over Laurel Highlands. 14:35 left here in the first half, and that free kick going right on O'Neal. He's able to do a good job there with the cover. We mentioned how important this game is really for both schools coming in, especially for Laurel Highlands, who finds themselves right now on the outside looking in at a WPIAL playoff spot as Radcliffe was trying to dribble down the far side. Had a pretty good break there with both Connor D'Amico and Roman George. Lost it out of play. And the Rams will get it coming back. Looking at the conference standings right now, you have Bethel Park at the top of the table. 7-2 overall, 7-1 in conference play. Remember, the top four teams qualify for the WPIAL playoffs. Thomas Jefferson sitting at 6-1-2 overall, 5-1-2 in the conference. Ringgold currently holding down the third place position, actually in a third place tie with Trinity. Both schools 5-2-1 in conference play. Ringgold 6-4-1 overall. Trinity 5-4-2 overall. And those would be your four playoff qualifiers right now as Cody Shaponik works down the near side here for the Rams with Connor D'Amico defending, and he'll go crossfield on the far side as the Rams look for a little open space with the ball sent back into the box, but offside's called there. As once again you had Evans trying to creep in behind the Mustang defensive line. But behind Trinity at 5-2-1, who occupies the final playoff spot in the conference, you have South Fayette at 4-4, and then Laurel Highlands at 3-5. Those six schools, realistically, the only six that have a shot right now at a WPIAL playoff spot. Albert Gallatin sitting at 1-7, and McKeesport at 0-8. Remember, both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands playing in different conferences this year, so that Laurel Highlands Uniontown boys game coming up on Monday will be a non-conference game, even though the game between the two girls' schools that'll be played before the boys game at 6 o'clock will be a conference game. The Laurel Highlands and Uniontown girls in the same conference. Boys are not this year. And that'll be our next soccer broadcast here on the network coming up on Monday night. There'll be a handball called there on Baker. And we'll get a free kick coming here for Ringgold with 12:25 left on a running clock here in the first half. Last year, the Rams got in as the third-place team in the conference behind Bethel Park and Thomas Jefferson. Trinity got the final playoff spot 8-5-1. The Mustangs finished in 6th place behind Connellsville. Connellsville at 4-9-1. The Mustangs at 4-10. Another one going wide of O'Neill on the far side. And prior to 2022, Laurel Highlands had made the playoffs in 6 straight years, so trying to get back into the postseason again here in 2024. Rams getting the better of the control right now, but that one again blasted over O'Neill's head and over the goal and out of play for another Mustang goal kick. Tonight around the conference, actually all 8 conference teams in action. South Fayette at McKeesport, Bethel Park hosting Thomas Jefferson, and Trinity also in Fayette County in York Run taking on Albert Gallatin. Usually you have the boys' conference games, and not always the rule, but typically the boys' conference games are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the girls' conference games are on Mondays and Wednesdays in any given week. We've seen some exceptions, including the Rams, who played Trinity last night. A foul call there on Laurel Highlands, and another free kick coming up for Ringgold as we go under 11 minutes left here in the first half. Laurel Highlands and Ringgold still scoreless. This free kick will get taken by Michael Stasko. So Stasko putting it down about 19 yards out. And he boot with the left foot going to the far post. Headed back right out in front of O'Neill. He was able to pull it down again in front of Cole Shaponik, who was the closest Ram to the ball in that situation. And off the clear, Ringgold knocking it down. Laurel Highlands getting a poke there from Ethan Perkins. Trying to send it down to the zone. Going high in Kalensik's direction. Ringgold's Michael Stasko there again. Been a little chippy between the two schools early on, but well played. And defense is won out. Had a goal scored on either side. There's Samuel Alvarez again. Rams going low. Knocked down there by Nairn. Deflected over to D'Amico and out of play. It'll be a Ringgold throw-in. Also coming up on Monday, October the 7th, it'll be the 30-year anniversary of the formation of the first Laurel Highlands girls soccer team from 1994. Special pregame ceremony before the Laurel Highlands Albert Gallatin girls game will get underway at 6 o'clock. And also be senior night for the Laurel Highlands girls program. And the game between Laurel Highlands and Albert Gallatin will get underway after both the recognition of the 1994 Laurel Highlands girls soccer team and the senior night festivities for the Laurel Highlands girls coming up in about a week and a half's time. On Monday, October the 7th, again, ceremony starting at 6 o'clock here at Laurel Highlands High School. Should be a fun night. Look at how far the girls program has come from its formation. Being a team that's been in the WPIAL playoffs a couple of times over the last few years. Still looking for the first playoff win in school history. Laurel Highlands girls have been in a tough battle as well this year, currently sitting at 4-5 overall and 2-4 in conference play. They were down at Thomas Jefferson last night, lost to the Jags 4-0 after knocking off Washington High School on Monday by a score of 2-1. And now some of the rain starting to fall tonight. Coming down in a hurry. It just started to come down all of a sudden. See the fans scurrying for umbrellas and raincoats. Now we're getting through O'Neill, and the Rams get the goal, the game's first goal. And that was Cody Shaponik scoring there for Ringgold. And you wonder if some of the moisture that came down might have affected the Mustang defensive line and O'Neal, who rarely lets one slip through his hands, but that one got by. Maybe the glove's a little slick with the rain starting to fall. And Cody Shaponik's goal giving Ringgold a 1-0 lead here at the 7:58 mark of the first half. And now Ringgold taking a 1-0 lead. Rain still coming down. Not super heavy, but just enough to be annoying right now. We do have a little awning in front of us that protects our camera. You really have to reach your hand out there pretty far to actually feel the rain coming down, but you can see it coming down lightly right now here at Mustang Field. Now we'll see if Laurel Highlands get an answer back. Remember, going back to Monday, Laurel Highlands fell behind Connellsville 1-0 and rallied back for a 4-1 win over the Falcons, scoring 4 unanswered. It'll have to do that again tonight. Here's Brewsda. Looking there for Radcliffe. And the Rams find it again. A little battle here at center. Ball deflected out off of Ringgold's Cody Shaponik. Brody Baker sitting it back in there to Brewsda. Rams pick it back up again. A little through ball going past Cole Shaponik. I think it's Eric Workman on the back line, tracking it down there for the Mustangs. Workman, a new entry into the game. He'll step up here and get a little poke forward. And now Laurel Highlands try to break out of their own zone. Rams try to come ahead. Sent on the near wing over to Nick Evans. Look out here. Nick Evans breaking into the box. O'Neal coming out. Ball deflects behind O'Neal, but a good cover behind him. Well backed up. I think that was Brody Baker. And sent it out of play. Backing up O'Neal. Baker found the loose ball, trying to send it down the near side. Sam Alvarez coming back into the box. Skied high by Ethan Perkins. I misidentified Workman before. It's actually his Perkins there on the backside. Another low shot coming in on O'Neal. Had a little juggle, but able to cover and make the save as we go under 6 minutes left here in the first half. A 1-0 lead for Ringgold over Laurel Highlands on a Cody Shaponik goal at the 7:58 mark of the first. And the Rams putting a little pressure now on the Laurel Highlands defensive line. They force the turnover. There's a blast going off the football upright from Nick Bove. And now the rain coming down a little bit heavier. O'Neal will send it away here for a goal kick. He'll angle it off on the near side in the direction of Connor D'Amico. A little collision again with Alvarez. We'll turn it back and send it down the near boundary. I don't think that ball actually went out until it went down on the back line. Could have even been a goal kick. Came very close to the, occurring to the camera right of the flag. Rain still coming down. Going to roll it a throw-in right from the corner. Going over Brewsda. Helped along there by Jackson Baker, Brody's brother, a freshman for the Mustangs, wearing number 65. Michael Stasko, though, finds it for Ringgold, and Stasko with a blast off the football crossbar. That'll be a goal kick here with 4:14 left in the first half. O'Neal now from his own end. They did not play a JV game between these two schools. They had the 7 o'clock start for the contest tonight. Usually if there's a JV game, you have the JV game at 6 and then the varsity game at 7:30. Brody Baker trying to come out of his own zone. Turned over there. Isaiah Wilson finding it back for a Ringgold little collision. Wilson went down. Rams stay with it. With Josh Malise. Mustangs turn back there. Nairn running into a couple of Rams. Actually knocked down Alvarez on the play. And another header there from Bruzda. Ball sent out of play on the near side. The rain is now let up. Still coming down a bit, but not as heavy as it did a couple of minutes ago. A few little sprinkles right now. We'll see some of the umbrellas here probably start to come down. 3:03 left here in the first half. Ringgold a 1-0 lead on a Cody Shaponik goal at the 7:58 mark of the first as O'Neill sends in the direction of Jackson Baker here on the near side. Jackson able to fight off Josh Malise from Ringgold. Now Baker going down, and we'll get a foul called. Baker tripped up there by Isaiah Wilson. Mustangs go quickly, trying to spring Cole Ratcliffe into the box. Gets played back in Jackson Baker's direction. The freshman trying to stay with it. Ratcliffe is actually hitting the back there on the poke forward from Zach Whaley. Mustangs reset at midfield. Over to Jackson Nairn. Rams poke it back again. Went through Mahoney. Now Ethan Perkins will try to track it down. The ball deflected out of play. I believe it was off of Josh Malise going out. It was. So Laurel Highlands try to break back the other side. No, officials say off of Laurel Highlands and out. And Ringgold get a quick throw in here from Nick Evans. Evans settling it down there to Cole Shaponik. Back to Evans again. Trying to dance his way into the box. Went down. No foul called. Good defense there from Laurel Highlands, getting all ball on the Ringgold attack. And they'll reposition Alvarez here for the Ringgold throw-in. With 1:40 left in the first half. Another quick whistle. And offsides there, right off the throw-in. Laurel Highlands will try to get it coming back here. Jackson Baker looking for a touch. Broken up again by Alvarez. Mustangs trying to stay with it, approaching the 1 minute mark of this first half. Jackson Nairn dancing. Mustangs close to turning it over, and then Brody Baker colliding with Josh Malise after the slide tackle. It's at Malise picking up the foul. And the Mustangs get another free kick, but again here deep in their own zone. Down a goal as we go under a minute left here in the first half. O'Neill took the free kick. Headed back by Cole Shaponik on the Ringgold side. Nairn finds it again for the Mustangs. Try to angle it over to Ethan Perkins, who couldn't knock it down. Nick Evans taking another quick throw in here on the Ringgold side. Rams trying to attack. 38 seconds left before halftime. We'll settle it back here about 30 yards out and find a little open space with Isaiah Wilson. Wilson back into the box again, well defended by Jackson Baker. A quick throw in that'll be taken here by Josh Malise. Malise playing it back again to Samuel Alvarez, who lobs it back in O'Neill's direction. O'Neill with the cover, 15 seconds left before halftime. A line drive forward over Bruzda down to 7 seconds left, and Bruzda took one there below the waist. Down to 2, down to 1, and that'll do it for one half of soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. The Ringgold Rams a 1-0 lead over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs in the Section 2 3A matchup tonight. Cody Shaponik, the lone first half goal for Ringgold, coming at the 7:58 mark of the first. So Ringgold leading Laurel Highlands 1-0. We're back in 10 minutes with second half match action here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Back here at Mustang Field at Laurel Highlands High School, just about ready to start the second half. The Ringgold Rams leading the Laurel Highlands Mustangs by a score of 1-0. Brian Morozak along with Carl Childs. Nice to have you along with us for high school soccer action tonight. And Ringgold will work left to right as we describe it here in the second half as Lucas Vukovic will get things started. And the Rams send it off on the far side. Are underway with second half match action as the Mustangs look for the equalizer tonight. The Rams goal scored at the 7:58 mark of the first half. We initially identified Cody Shaponik as the goal scorer. Actually had one of the Ringgold fans tell us it was Aiden Whaley, and we'll double-check the official scoring later on to pass along the official goal score. But nonetheless, Ringgold a 1-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. The Mustangs looking for a little break here coming forward with Cole Radcliffe getting the feed from Ryan Rockwell. Rockwell went down earlier. Good to see him back in the lineup. Returned about midway through the first half for Laurel Highlands. Matt Kolensik knocked that one down. Play whistled down. And we'll get a free kick coming back here on the other side for the Ringgold Rams. Just over a minute into this second half. Brian Morozak along with Carl Childs tonight. You'll hear Jason Taylor from time to time on the public address system as well. The ball sent on the Mustang defensive line. Brewster trying to clear it out. A little touch there from Kolensik over to Brody Baker. Cody Shaponik pressuring the ball. Deflected out off of Ringgold going out on the far side. And Brody Baker will take the throw-in. Baker in the direction of Kolensik. Rams find it again. Touch there by Isaiah Wilson. Down the far boundary. Rams looking for the little crosser and a header going off the football crossbar again. And the Rams have hit that about 2 or 3 times tonight. And O'Neal will put it back down and angled over in Cole Radcliffe's direction here on the near side. Rams, though, pick it up again with Michael Stasko with a blast, and O'Neal diving. The ball going just wide of goal. The Rams saying O'Neal touched it. See what the officials say. They'll say no. It'll be a goal kick here for Laurel Highlands. And O'Neal will blast this one back to center, and Ryan Rockwell's direction with plenty of Rams around. But Rockwell's going to try to win the ball. Ryan Rockwell finding it there for the Mustangs, trying to break into the box. A little contact, and I think Rockwell initiated the contact there, pulling down Zach Whaley. And they'll get Rockwell for the foul. And Donovan Fortuna send it back out here for Ringgold. Angling over to Jack Brodak. On the near side again to Nick Evans. Those two play catch. Over to Jackson Nairn, turned over. Michael Stasko finding the ball again for Ringgold. Trying to force it up to Josh Malise. And back to O'Neal again. O'Neal a little liner forward over to Tanner Brewster. Brewster poking it up in Cole Radcliffe's direction. Played back by Aiden Whaley there for Ringgold. Fortuna again back to center. Over to Nick Evans. Pass a bit too far in front of Isaiah Wilson, allowing the Mustangs to get control again. Brody Baker a little sidestep. Looking there for Brewster, broken up by Isaiah Wilson. Once again, O'Neal coming out, and that time we'll send it off the fence on the far side behind the Ringgold bench. It'll be a Rams throw-in. In our match coverage here today, brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture, 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the Laurel Highlands Boys Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Neal, another boot back to center. Rams headed down. Tried to set it up, but broken up there by Mahoney. Looking for the through ball up to Cole Radcliffe, and now Rockwell will be calling for the foul there, making contact with Aiden Whaley. And that'll be a yellow card issued to Rockwell. And that's the second yellow card the Mustangs. Ryan Rockwell has been issued in this game, and 2 yellows equal a red. And the Mustangs will be a player short the rest of the way. Rockwell talking to the official. And the Mustangs will be a player short the rest of the way. They should not be able to make a substitution here. They're bringing Elliott Bohr in. But if that's the second yellow on Rockwell, 2 yellows equal a red. He picked up the yellow back in the first half. Unless there was a rules change I'm not aware of. And Jason, you saw the yellow in the first half on Rockwell, didn't you? They stopped the clock and everything, so that is very interesting. Unless there was some high school rules change in the offseason that I'm not aware of. In the past, 2 yellows is always equal to red in every level of soccer I've ever seen. And I don't know why they're going to allow the Mustangs to still play it with 11 here after the second yellow there on Rockwell. Nonetheless, we'll play on. Tanner Brewster coming forward. 34-31 left here in regulation time. Mustangs down a goal. Matt Kolensik on the far side had it poked out of play. He'll reload again for Tanner Brewster. Try to angle it back off to his left. Rams find the loose ball again, and Jack Brodak down the near wing. Brodak stepping up as Cole Radcliffe gets a piece of it and sends it out. Brodak will reload with another throw-in. Into Josh Molise. Mustangs another double team on the ball. Elliott Bohr looking for it. And Bohr trying to step up. Ringgold's Josh Molise finding it there again. New rule, thank you, Courtney Radcliffe. Soft yellow for 2 yellows. Just has to leave the game. And no next game DQ. Soft red, excuse me. So a soft red for 2 yellows. Just has to leave the game and no next game DQ. So that is a new rule. Wow. Was not aware of that. Appreciate Courtney letting us know about it. There's a little fan and a regain on the near side for Ringgold. And Daniel O'Neill with the cover. O'Neill a little shaken up there. Shot attempt there was taken by Josh Molise on the Ringgold side. And O'Neill will send it back to center. Going behind Jack Brodak. Here's Cole Radcliffe. Pressure there by Molise. And we'll have to also get clarification. Courtney, if you can let us know, Jason just asked me, after the 2 yellows, even though it's a soft red, is Rockwell able to come back in after 5 minutes? Does the soft red mean he's gone for the rest of the game, or is he eligible to return after 5 minutes like he would after the first yellow? So if you're still listening, Courtney, or anyone else out there, please let us know. So he's able to play the next game but can't come back in today. Appreciate the clarification. Yes, Jason, we'll have to read up on the high school soccer rule books here before the start of the next season, but that's one change I was not aware of. The first time we've encountered that with any of our broadcasts or any of the games here at Laurel Highlands. So Rockwell is done for the game, but the Mustangs do not go down a man in the match. And Rockwell does not have to sit for the next match. And here, Laurel Highlands still finds themselves down a goal at 1-0. 31-35 left here in the second half, and Ringgold looking for another one. And a good little poke out there defensively by the Mustangs' Ethan Perkins. A little whistle. What do we got here? It's going to be a free kick for Ringgold just outside the box. Be Josh Melise to take it as Ringgold looks for an insurance goal. And Josh from about 18 yards out on the far side. Loop this one in front of O'Neal, and it goes right in Daniels' direction. Takes the ball right to the body and makes the save there for the Mustangs. And we'll hop it out as the Mustangs look for a little possession time here. Down a goal. We mentioned earlier the first time these two teams met in late August. Ringgold a 1-0 win over Laurel Highlands at Joe Montana Stadium, and the Mustangs trying to spring Cole Radcliffe here. Radcliffe a lot of pressure in front of Donovan Fortuna, the Ringgold keeper. Fortuna able to get it out. Now the ball coming free here on the near side and tracked down by Ringgold's Jack Brodak. Brodak trying to go low. Maddox McAllister deflecting it out of play. They're on the Laurel Highlands side. Brodak reloads again. Over to Melise. Played forward but behind Nick Evans on the pass attempt off of Ringgold going out. Up next for the Rams, they'll travel to Trinity coming up on Tuesday and then host McKeesport next Thursday. They'll have 3 games left after that. Home game against South Fayette. Then games at Cannon Mac and Bethel Park to wrap up the regular season. As Perkins sends it over Radcliffe's head there and out of play. And Ringgold will get a throw in coming back. For Laurel Highlands, we mentioned the non-conference game against Uniontown on Monday. They'll play on back-to-back nights. They'll travel to South Fayette next Tuesday and then host Trinity next Thursday. Final home game for the Mustangs on October the 10th, another Thursday against Bethel Park. They'll wrap up the regular season at Albert Gallatin on the 15th. It'll be a Tuesday night. Mustangs also have a trip to McKeesport on October the 8th. McKeesport lost to the Mustangs 9-0. The two schools met here at Laurel Highlands on September the 12th. You have 28:50 left here in regulation time. Ringgold a 1-0 lead over the Mustangs. One goal scored back at the 7:58 mark of the first half. Haven't had a lot of action in front of either keeper here in the opening 11 minutes plus here in the second half. Rams take the throw in from the far side, lobbed in front of O'Neal, and Daniel making another save there for Laurel Highlands. I'll try to roll it out in front of Jackson Nairn. Rams get a quick touch. And now Ethan Perkins will set it off on the far side. Over to Roman George. George down the far wing. Trying to stay with it there for the Mustangs. Try to settle it back to Kolensik. Rams find it again, and the play whistled down a Ram down. And we got another Ringgold free kick. Coming with 27:43 left here in the second half. This one about 46 yards from goal. Little line drive top of the box. Headed a couple of times there in front of O'Neal. First touch by Lucas Wukovic, and then Aiden Whaley getting a piece of it before going out of play. And the Mustangs get another goal kick here coming back. O'Neal with another blast towards center. And misplayed there by the Rams back line as Cole Radcliffe trying to run ahead. Getting a little support there from Elliott Bohr. Radcliffe lost the handle trying to regain. Slides it off on the far side. No Mustang there initially before Matt Kolensik steps in, but it's Isaiah Wilson with control on the Ringgold side. Wilson a good little surge forward and a good clear defensively from Ethan Perkins. And a couple of Rams there collapsing on the ball. We'll go off on the far side. Should be a corner kick here for Ringgold, and it'll be taken by Josh Melise. So Josh repositioning it on the far side. With 26:22 left here in the second half. Elise will put it down. Another line drive on the near post. O'Neal got a piece of it. Ball still loose. I think that time last touch by the Mustangs going out. Might have been Elliott Bohr the last to touch it. Jack Brodak will take this throw in for Ringgold. Good pressure there from Aiden Whaley. So Brodak to put it down again with 25:45 left here in the second half. A little stoppage. Get a pair of substitutions, one for each team. Elise will check out. Looks like Maddox McAllister also out on the Laurel Highlands side. Connor D'Amico back in for the Mustangs. Now Jack Brodak will take the throw in here for Ringgold. Brodak sending it in. Rams body it down there from Stasko. Sent to the top of the 18-yard box. Elliott Bohr with the pressure on Chaponic. Rams stay with it. It'll turn and shoot from Zach Whaley. The Mustangs clear it back to the Rams defensive line. Sam Alvarez on the control. Roman George fronting the Rams attacker on the far wing. The ball sent out of play, going off of Ringgold and outs. Another Mustang goal kick. With 25 minutes left in regulation time. Lone Rams goal coming at the 7:58 mark of the first half. We identify the goal scorer as Cody Chaponic up here in the press box. At least one Rams fan told us it was Aiden Whaley. Haven't gotten official confirmation on that. Brewsda battling there for the Mustangs. Isaiah Wilson out of the pack with it there for Ringgold. Pushed up to Lucas Vukovic. And Brodak sending it back there for Ringgold. Mustangs Casey Mahoney sending it out. And it'll be Cody Chaponic taking the throw in here for Ringgold. Back into the corner to Vukovic. Mahoney blasting it out again. Down to 24 minutes left in regulation time. Rams still leading the Mustangs by a score of 1-0. Ringgold back to Michael Stasko again. Stasko trying to work around Elliott Bohr. Little poke forward, no one home there. The ball out of play again. Mustangs shuffle the deck again with another change. Jason Taylor telling me that was actually an old rule that was on the books. We talked about the yellow card situation with Rockwell picking up 2 yellows that ended up being a soft red. Again, just to recap, Rockwell out for the remainder of the game, but the Mustangs do not have to play a player short. And Jason said he was doing a little reading. It was actually an old rule that was on the books until 2013 when it was changed, as Ringgold looking to break here into the box, and Ethan Perkins sending it out, but the rule reinstituted for the 2024 season after not being there for 11 years. But Jason, that makes sense. That was probably about the time I started doing a lot of these high school soccer games here on the South Union Township Sports Network, probably right around 2013. Yes, I've only known one way as far as high school soccer in the time I've been doing the games. Of course, John Kazarek for many years did the high school soccer games here on the network. And John, unfortunately, passing away a few years back along with Jerry Dupé. We appreciate the support of the Township Supervisors, Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Fernan, and Jason Scott, allowing us to keep these games on the air for you here on the network. That ball deflected out of play, and Daniel O'Neal will take another goal kick here for the Mustangs. Well, you learn something new every day, Jason. I guess that's what we learned new today, huh? As Daniel O'Neal goes low. Jack Brodak finds it. Sending it off here to Nick Evans. Evans back into the box, cross out in front, look out, and it's 2-0 Ringgold. Rams getting that goal, no doubt about it, from Cody Shaponik. So Cody Shaponik giving Ringgold a 2-0 lead. The officials breaking up the excessive celebration. Now the Rams have an insurance goal. And Ringgold in a pretty good spot right now. They hold on. They'll improve to 7-4-1 overall, 6-2-1 in conference play. And a loss will drop Laurel Highlands to 4-6-1 and 3-6 in the conference, and really create a pretty long road for the Mustangs to try to get back into the WPIAL playoff race. So Cody Shaponik, their second half goal, about 22 minutes left in regulation, has the Rams up 2-0. And they officially did give the first. So they officially gave the first Rams goal to Aiden Whaley, number 24, and Shaponik, no doubt about it, scored the last goal. So it's 2-0 Ringgold over Laurel Highlands. We go under 21 minutes left here in the second half. Whaley and Shaponik, the goal scorers on the Ringgold side tonight. The Mustangs will try to play from behind, too. Here against Ringgold. There's a ram down. Might have been a flop in the box. Nothing called. We play on. Shot attempt there from Cody Shaponik got blocked, and now a whistle. You got a free kick going the other way now for Laurel Highlands. And remember, you go back to the first meeting between Laurel Highlands and Thomas Jefferson. Laurel Highlands fell behind 2-0. Got two unanswered, forced the overtime. You had the lightning delay, and there's a big collision almost at midfield between Jackson Baker and one of the Rams there, trying to see who Baker ran into. It looks like it was 21 there, Nico Bove. And Jackson Baker called for the foul. But the Mustangs forced that overtime session against Thomas Jefferson. The game was stopped due to lightning here in the first overtime. At the time, we thought it was going to be called a draw, but the WPIAL, with it being a conference game, made the teams resume the contest at Thomas Jefferson this past Tuesday. And the Mustangs winning the game in the second overtime session by a score of 3-2. And picking up the win. Unfortunately, though, for Laurel Highlands, the teams played a full 80 minutes following the continuation of the first match, and Thomas Jefferson knocked off the Mustangs by a score of 5-0. But still, for Laurel Highlands to get a split against Thomas Jefferson, who coming into the week was the number one team in 3A, certainly very impressive. That followed the Mustangs' 4-1 non-conference win here on Monday over Connellsville. Ball to play again here on the near side. Jack Brodak will take the throw-in. Reminder, coming up tomorrow, high school football, both here on the South Union Township Sports Network and WMBS. Laurel Highlands traveling to Chartiers Valley to take on the Colts. On the air at 6 o'clock with our Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. Opening kickoff set for 7. Then more high school soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network on Monday. Doubleheader action between Uniontown and Laurel Highlands. Girls game at 6, boys game at 7:30. Carl Childs will be behind the camera for both of the games on Monday. And for our high school football game on Friday. And look out, another opportunity here for Ringgold, and a big save by O'Neill there on the shot attempt from Nick Evans. So O'Neill coming up big again for Laurel Highlands as Evans appeared to have him dead to rights. But O'Neill making a big save and keeping the score at 2-0 with 17:50 left here in the second half. Next Mustang home football game a week from Friday. Laurel Highlands hosting Ringgold. Actually, only 2 home football games for the Mustangs the rest of the season. The 4th against Ringgold, and then the final game of the regular season on October the 25th against Thomas Jefferson. Another ball into the box. Big save again for O'Neal. That shot attempt taken by Cole Shaponik. Now Jackson Nairn on it, going the other way for Laurel Highlands. Jackson sending that one between the legs of Jake Brodak, trying to break back. Looking for a little help there from Roman George, another talented freshman. And Denny Sesko is in the match for the first time, finding it there for Ringgold. Stepping up to Whaley. Knocked down again on the Mustangs' defensive line. George pulled down, no foul called. We play on. Ball touched forward. D'Amico trying to send it out there on Cole Shaponik. The Mustangs force it back to center again. Bodied down there by Aiden Whaley, who the Rams have moved back defensively a little bit here with a 2-goal lead. A little body contact there in the corner. Initiated there by Ethan Perkins. And have a whistle, ball just going out. It'll be a throw-in, no corner kick, just a throw-in. Going right in there to Isaiah Wilson. Played back to Michael Stasko. Rams work down the far side there with Nico Bove. And Laurel Highlands able to find it. Try to angle it off there to Nairn, getting the feed from Radcliffe. And a whistle here behind the play. With 15:56 left in the second half. A couple of changes made on each side. You have a Mustang down right now. Forced the whistle. Might just be a cramping situation. That's an opportunity to let you know that our match coverage brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the Laurel Highlands Boys Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Their quick whistle. I don't think the substitution was completed there after the injury. That was Roman George that got dinged up on the Laurel Highlands side, so George coming to the Mustang bench. He started play a little prematurely. I think they want the clock reset. The officials actually signaled to restart the clock. That's why it was rolling. 14:38 left. Mustangs still down 2 goals. They're going to get a foul here on Nico Bove. Try to push his way into the Mustang zone. And Daniel O'Neal will take this free kick, going crossfield on the near side there to Jackson Nairn. Kind of send it over Josh Malise. Rams trying to find it, but it's Elliott Bohr there for Laurel Highlands, spinning his way back through center. Bohr, a nice run, looking for support there from Jackson Nairn. They're going to whistle the play down. Mustangs still had possession when it was whistled down. And the officials should have played the advantage in that situation, with Laurel Highlands still having control. And came back after they lost control, because now you allow actually the Rams to get back defensively. 13:42 left here in the second half. Jackson Nairn taking the free kick here for the Mustangs and will send it wide. So the whistle in that situation actually put the Mustangs at a competitive disadvantage. They had a little break working down on the near side. Officials should have played the advantage. They did not, and Laurel Highlands sending it wide, and Ringgold will get possession back. As their keeper, Donovan Fortuna, looking for a clean sheet tonight. Mustangs tested him a couple of times back in the first half. It's been rather quiet in the Ringgold zone here in the second half. 13 minutes left in regulation time. Rams trying to break back, and a good poke there from Roman George on a Cole Ratcliffe into the box. And covered that time again by Fortuna. Fortuna to slow things down here. An official stoppage. And this is going to be a live ball. The ball is live right now. We saw this happen to Laurel Highlands a couple of years ago. You had a delay a game situation. Jackson Baker with the shot attempt got blocked down, and Ethan Perkins sending it wide. So in that situation, you had the keeper, Fortuna, taking too much time. So he was ruled back away from the ball, and Laurel Highlands had the free kick. It wasn't a penalty kick, just a free kick inside the box because of the delay of game, and gave Laurel Highlands a pretty good scoring opportunity there once they recognized that was a live ball. And the Mustangs had to be the first to touch it in that situation as well, so Ringgold couldn't just blast it out. We saw that work against the Mustangs in a game a season ago. Might have been against Trinity. And Laurel Highlands actually gave up a goal in that situation. Learn all kinds of new things here today. 11:48 left in regulation. Connor Fosnot with it now. Playing catch there with Samuel Alvarez. Back again to Brodak. Radcliffe with pressure on the ball again right in front of Connor Fosnot. Rams don't mind killing a little clock right now with a 2-goal lead. And a good ball down to Cole Shaponik looking to center. Sent out of play again by Ethan Perkins. And we'll get a corner kick. It'll be taken by Josh Malise. I agree. Jason actually bringing up a good point to me here in the press box. Last year when that happened, that was a new rule, at least to us at the time. We had no idea what was going on. But the official this time around certainly made it more clear, and I think easier for us to understand, and certainly easier for the fans to understand as well. And that one going right on goal again, and O'Neill making another save for Laurel Highlands. Sent out to Jackson Nairn. Pressure there with Jack Brodak. Went off of, they're going to say off of Brodak and out. And one official signaled Mustang ball. The other official was saying it was Ringgold ball. And it looks like they're going to give it here to the Rams, and Brodak will send it in. Nick Evans exiting here on the Ringgold side. Brodak sends it in. Headed there by Wukovic. Jackson Baker looking for the ball, but the Rams find it again, and a little one-hopper. That's one of those tough sidewinders from Nico Bove. O'Neill making another save there for Laurel Highlands. Mustangs fail to clear the zone. Josh Malise back on it. And poked out a play there on the far side off of Ringgold going out. So the Mustangs will get possession, but we're down to 9:47 left here in the second half. Still a 2-0 Ringgold lead over Laurel Highlands. Goals by Cody Shaponik and Aiden Whaley on the Ringgold side. Whaley credited with the first half goal. Shaponik the second half goal for the Rams. Shaponik was initially given the first goal of the match for Ringgold, and officially that was corrected here in the second half. And Cole Radcliffe back into the box. No one going out of play. Again, next up for the Mustangs, a battle with Uniontown. Non-conference game on Monday, 7:30 start here at Mustang Field. Uniontown girls will take on Laurel Highlands right before that at 6 o'clock. Both games here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Mustangs hit the road next Tuesday to take on South Fayette. They're back at home next Thursday against Trinity. 8:52 left here in the second half. Michael Stasko settling it off on the far side. Rams trying to add one more to the tally. And a little one-timer out in front, going wide on the far side. Actually less than 2 weeks away, speaking of one-timers, from the Penguin season getting underway. About 13 days away from the start of the NHL season. Playing preseason games right now. When cleared out here on the near side. Mustang throw in from Jackson Nair. MLS also entering the final month of their regular season. Have the playoffs starting in late October. Of course, for most of the international soccer leagues, play just started in August and will go all the way through May. MLS on a different soccer calendar than the rest of the world. Mustangs send it back out to Jackson Nair. In comparison, the high school soccer season relatively short. Look at regular season games, probably spanning only about 7 weeks. District playoffs going into late October, with the state playoffs going into November. Talk about how fast the fall season's going, already midway through the high school football season as well after last Friday's game. There's Nairn back into the box. Mustangs trying to get one back. Elliott Boer's there for Laurel Highlands. Boer, a chip and a diving save from Donovan Fortuna. First time in quite some time the Mustangs have tested Fortuna. And a couple of good looks there. A sophomore keeper Fortuna coming up with a nice save to keep the score at 2-0. On the scoreboard clock, both of the keepers tonight, sophomores for their respective teams. Donovan Fortuna for Ringgold and Daniel O'Neill for Laurel Highlands. Boer trying to get back at it along with Cole Radcliffe. Mustangs getting a little second wind. Play whistled down here for an offsides call. 6:20 left in regulation. Get up next for Ringgold, a trip to Trinity on Tuesday. And that could be a game that could decide a playoff spot. We mentioned Ringgold and Trinity came into play today, tied for third place in the conference. The Hillers tonight also heavy favorites on the road in Fayette County against Albert Gallatin. So you'll likely have Trinity and Ringgold in a third place tie before that match coming up next week. It'll be the second match of the year between those two schools. And, of course, they played yesterday with Ringgold losing to Trinity in double overtime by a score of 1-0. And I have to think with that game being played on a Wednesday, that was a rescheduled game, probably one of those nights when you had lightning where you had either games suspended or unable to start due to inclement weather. Of course, those schools a little bit closer in distance, both in Washington County, than Laurel Highlands and Thomas Jefferson are, so probably easier to get the kids from one location to another than it was for the Mustangs and the Jags to actually have to finish their suspended game down at Thomas Jefferson. Under 5 minutes left here in regulation time. Credit Ringgold, they really don't seem very fatigued for a team that is playing a game for the third straight day. Rams lost, actually for a fourth straight day. Ringgold played Monday, lost in double overtime, non-conference game at Bell Vernon. Shut out Albert Gallatin on Tuesday. Lost in double overtime to Trinity yesterday. Then, of course, playing Laurel Highlands here today. No rest for the weary. That's remarkable. You'd have 4 games in a given week on back-to-back nights. And I'd have to think that Trinity game, a makeup, probably did not go a full 40 minutes against Trinity. It's still quite remarkable, and the kids seem like they still have plenty of gas. I'm 2-0 here. Here's Bove out of the corner. 3:55 left in regulation time. And goals on the Ringgold side by Cody Shaponik and Aiden Whaley tonight. The Rams just trying to kill a little clock here with the ball in the far corner. Mustangs coming out. You're going to likely get a foul here for a little slide tackle. Rams wanting a card. I don't think they're going to get that. Nicky Etienne or Bruce to come in there. A late slide tackle. Just trying to get possession of the ball back, though, for Laurel Highlands. Can't blame them for the hustle. He obviously got a lot of ball because he deflected it out of play. 3:02 left. Another whistle. Things getting chippy here late. Have a yellow card now issued. Might have a couple of them here. It's like Radcliffe getting sent off with a yellow, along with Jackson Baker. At least Baker's out. Radcliffe staying there for now. Yes, he got sent off too. So 2 yellows against Jackson, Baker, and Radcliffe with 2:58 left in regulation. 4 total yellows today. Ryan Rockwell picking up 2, both yellows equaling a soft red. Mustangs did not have to play a player short. Rockwell unable to return, but will not have to miss the next Mustang match coming up on Monday against Uniontown. And as we learned up here, new rule instituted for the 2024 high school soccer season. Had not been on the books since 2013. As we resume, Isaiah Wilson sending it off on the far side, goes out of play. And the Mustangs' Roman George will take the throw-in. Another one blasted over on the far side. Tell you one more time, our match coverage today, courtesy of Smith Lewis Chess, CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the Laurel Highlands Boys Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. We did get confirmation from the field. Only Jackson Baker issued the yellow card. Radcliffe did not get a yellow. He was just subbed off, so only 1 yellow issued in that situation. As we go under 2 minutes left here in regulation. Courtney Radcliffe needs to be our spotter. She's all full of great information down there for us. You probably see a lot more down on the field than you sometimes can here on the press box perspective. As we were talking at halftime, we don't have any spotters up here either. Between Jason, who's doing the PA, and Carl behind the camera, and myself, that's it as far as the press box is concerned tonight. We're trying to keep it going the best as we can for you. 1:25 left. A little open field ahead here for Nico Bove. Nico breaking back. And a pull up. Back to Ryan McCloskey. It's a late sub. Ryan playing with a cast on his right arm. 1:06 to play. Maddox McAllister taking it back there for Laurel Highlands.
1 minute remaining.
Touch from Brewsda. Final minute. Brody Baker. A couple of nice side steps there from Brody in front of the Mustang bench. Losing it out of play. 42 seconds left. And for our high school football broadcast tomorrow, I'll have Steve Suprick and Tony Hanola alongside. Carl's going to be behind the camera. Be a fun night tomorrow at Chartiers Valley High School for the Mustangs and the Chartiers Valley Colts. 22 seconds left here. Touch from Elliott Bohr. Elliott's logged a good number of minutes tonight for the Mustangs. Came on early after Ryan Rockwell went down and has played a good bit of the night. Maddox McAllister with 8 seconds left. Sent it down the near boundary. Body there by Brodak, and that'll do it. The Ringgold Rams a 2-0 win tonight over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Tonight's game on the South Union Township Sports Network has been a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Got our final score, Ringgold 2 and Laurel Highlands 0 for Carl Childs. I'm Brian Morozak. You've been watching the South Union Township Sports Network.